everything in its place. This is for the greater good. To rebuild, we must first destroy.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mickey C, aka the LOL Hounds, and today we have a build guide on the highest rated Kayle main on the EUW server, and you can even go as far as saying he is the best Kayle in the world just by looking at other servers. There is not really any Kayle mains on the main servers in Challenger apart from him. Anyway, he goes by the name, correct me if I'm wrong, Dawidsonek, and he is currently ranked 190, and last season he was Challenger as well. I did a little bit of research to see if I could find anything about him, and I did find his Twitch channel. However, he only has 128 followers and there is not much info displayed on his Twitch, so I don't think he streams much, but link in the description if you want to go check that out. I also found a YouTube channel which solely just uploads full replays of his games, so link in the description if you want to go check that out as well. As for his build, it is a bit different to what statistically most people are currently building on Kayle. A lot of players build Runins, Hurricane, Wits End and Rylai's. However, Dawidsonek appears to never buy those items. So this build guide will focus on runes, masteries, item build and skill order, and if you play Kayle, maybe compare your build with his and see if there are many differences. So without further ado, let's do this. So to start things off, he only plays Kayle in either the top or mid lane. Unfortunately, he doesn't play Kayle in the jungle, so this will be a lane focused build guide. The only summoner spells he takes are Flash and Teleport, pretty standard on Kayle, as Kayle is a strong late game split pusher, and so Teleport comes in handy when splitting because it allows you to TP to your team when the fight does break out. Now moving on to his runes and masteries. Starting with his masteries, he takes a 18-12-0 page with his keystone mastery being Fervor of Battle. You guys can pause the video and copy it if you want to. It is more or less a pretty standard Kayle page. As for his runes, he takes 9 attack speed reds, 9 scaling health per level yellows, 9 cooldown reduction blues, 2 attack speed quints, and the 1 cooldown reduction quints, which gives him a total of 10% cooldown reduction from his runes. By the looks of things, in the last few weeks he hasn't gone with any other runes or mastery pages, so that keeps it pretty simple. Now we'll move on to his item build. Like I said before, there are a few differences to what other Kayle players are currently building in Platinum and above. So we'll start with the starting items, which are simply a Doran's Ring and 2 health pots with a yellow trinket. As for his core items, he would always look to get Berserker Greaves first, followed by Nashor's Tooth, into Gunsu's Rageblade, and he would always seem to do it exactly in that order. These 3 items are pretty common on Kayle, so nothing too crazy here, but it is interesting he always seems to get the 3 items in exactly the same order. Following on from this, his remaining items are usually Deathcap, Void Staff and Lich Bane. For the most part, he would look to get Deathcap first. However, Deathcap is an extremely expensive item, so you may be forced to go with either a Void Staff or a Lich Bane first instead. If an enemy team has a lot of magic resist, a Void Staff would be best, otherwise you would get the Lich Bane instead. An example of a full build would be Berserker Greaves, Nashor's Tooth, Rageblade, Deathcap, Void Staff and Lich Bane. The only other items he would consider are Mercurial Scimitar and Wits End. However, he would very rarely go with these items. The only time he would consider these items is when he's up against a team comp that has 3 ability power damage dealers. Apart from that, he wouldn't go with any other items. Finally, his skill order, he would start with E, followed by Q and then W. He would max E first, Q second, W third, and then obviously his ultimate whenever he can. As for playstyle during the laning phase, from the few games I did watch, he often constantly hard pushes the wave into the enemy tower. He would however be careful of harassing the enemy while the enemy is under the tower if he doesn't have vision of the enemy jungler. So keep that in mind. Apart from that, late game he would look to split push when possible, and he often takes jungle camps once he gets a few items because Kayle clears the jungle extremely quickly. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the video. That is the Kayle, who is the highest rated on the EUW server. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, have a nice day.